about my favorite team, the New Zealand Warriors, and the last couple of weeks, the first 2 weeks of the season, this has been the happiest I've been as a New Zealand Warriors fan in a long, long time. The team has just been playing so well, and when times have gotten tough, when teams have come back at them late in the game, or when they've made mistakes, or when the going has gotten hard in these first two games, they've responded so well. They've just managed to pick themselves off the floor and just keep going and just keep winning. It's been amazing. It's been amazing as a long-time New Zealand Warriors fan to watch this team operate. They seem to have the magic sauce that we've been looking for a long time, and I won't be surprised if they can continue this form into their away games in Australia in the next coming weeks. I guess my biggest fear is that this is just a blip on the radar and they're going to go back to being inconsistent and going back to being their brittle old selves. But from what I've seen so far this year, I'm very, very optimistic about their chances. And a big bright spot in the team has been the play of Tanner Boyd, who got a little bit of game time last year, and we saw some of what he could do. But he seems like a totally different player this year. He's playing with such confidence. He looks like a man on a mission. When he's decided to run the ball into gaps, he's looked amazing. He seems to be making the right passes, seems to be in the right positions. His kicking game has been impeccable. Like, all of his kicks just to be hitting the spot, and it was highlighted in the second half of the last game against the Raiders when he got that 40-20. Just how he has it on a string off his boot there. He has been devastating to the other teams. He's just not giving them any chances. The ball just gets put on the right spot, and then the Warriors defense has been able to pressure opposing teams so well and keep the pressure on them the whole game. I was really worried when Luke Metcalf injured himself again last year that the Warriors might dip back into a rebuilding phase, but they've come out all guns blazing this year. So we have some hope that they might be able to put on a deep playoff run if all goes well. I'm looking forward to that. So huge week coming up to see if the Warriors can maintain this hot start into the NRL season. The other team, which I've been pleasantly surprised by, is the Tigers. They've done really well as well under this new hardcore Benji Marshall coaching facade that he's putting on. I thought it was pretty funny watching him on that on some of the news clips I've seen, him giving his pep talk to the team at the start of the season, going full on tough guy Benji Marshall. But it seems to be working, so can't really knock him right now because it's doing the business for the Tigers. So let's see if they can carry it on as well. So this week we have the Warriors taking on the Knights on Saturday, 2 p.m. Brisbane time. That'll be an interesting game. I think with the injuries that the Knights sustained last game, you have to say the Warriors might be favourites for this one, but it's a home game for Newcastle, so anything could happen. But I'm hoping the Warriors can carry on this hot form and go 3-0. Who are the Tigers taking on? They're taking on the Rabbitohs Saturday, 6:35 Brisbane time. So that will be another good one to watch. As for our old buddies, the Broncos, they're taking on the Storm this Friday. They have been super disappointing, haven't they? The Broncos have really struggled the first 2 weeks of the season. They were a no-show against the Penrith Panthers, and then last week they should have beaten the Parramatta Eels, but they let that one slide badly. And now they've got to turn it on against probably the hottest team in the competition right now, and that is the Melbourne Storm. So huge game for the Broncos coming up this weekend. Obviously, even if they lose it, it's not the end of the world going 3 losses down at the start of a season for last year's premiers. They can still turn it around, and premiers have lost 3 games to start a season before, so it's not the end of the world for the Broncos, but they're looking very shaky, especially in Payne Haas's last season with them. I don't know how he seems committed, though. To be fair, it hasn't really been his fault that they've lost. They just haven't gelled well as a team. So lots of good storylines to follow this week in the NRL. Can't wait.